Hmm? Hello student, this is the second chapter of economics class 9 and today is the second lecture. From yesterday or from first lecture we have been studying how people became as a resource. We have discussed yesterday story of Sakal and Vilas and we are going to continue this how what is the investment in the people as a resource and how it is helpful for individual as well as for the nation, that we are going to discuss here. Okay, so here investment we are on the page number 19 of our textbook, page number 19, second paragraph. Investment in human resource via education and medical care can give high rate of the return in future. So any production process, what producer expect more and more output or high return. And if we talk about the human as a resource for getting more return, there should be the investment in education and medical care. Then and then that is called here investment in human resource. If we take a higher education, then we will get the more benefit or high return. Even medical care, investment in medical care is also necessary for the investment in human resource. This investment of the people is the same as investment in the land and capital. लैंड एंड कैपिटल में जैसे इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं, सेम वे इट इज़ सिमिलर इन्वेस्टमेंट इन द एजुकेशन एंड मेडिकल केयर. One invest in the share and bonds expecting higher return in the future. We invest in bonds. We purchase the bonds of different companies or UTI bond. So that is the investment in capital. For getting the why we do all these activities, why we involve, for getting the return, expected higher return in the future. In same way, investment in education as well as investment in medical care, it gives us high return in future. Parents send their children to the school, colleges for getting good education, good health facilities. Why? Because parents, it is the investment for their children for getting the higher return as they expect. And that is why parents, they send as according to their financial position, they approach for the schooling or professional education, as because their insight is getting more return in future. That is called the human investment. Okay, a children too, with the investment made on her education and health, just we are talking same thing. Children, they need to they invest in the education and health and can yield a higher return in future. Can they gets the higher return in the future, and in which form? In the form of higher earning and greater contribution to the society. If we are earning more, then after consumption, some of the amount we keep for survival of or betterment of the society. As you know, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said it is our obligation to give the 20% or 20th part of our income to the survival or contribution for the welfare of the society. Okay, and when it can be done, कब हो सकता है? Only after getting more earning, means surplus earning should be with us for giving the society. First of all, people gives priority for the eating or their consumption, survival, all these things, and then rich people or those who have more income, then they contribute towards the society for the betterment, for uplifting the society. But it is not possible for the poor people, those who earning is less. Okay, so here they are also cautious of the proper nutrition and hygiene. Why we are cautious, carefully or vigilant for the nutrition and hygiene? Because we have to keep our health good in future, because work would be there only after our health would be in good position, or we do not have any problems in future, and that is why we pay attention for the nutrition. Good nutritious food we consume, and hygienic cleanliness, it is also important for for the good health. Means this is also the investment in initial year. They accordingly look after their children need for the education at the school and good health, and that is why parents, they are vigilant, they focus for getting the good health, getting the nutritious food, hygiene, and good proper schooling or education, because they have insight for getting the benefit or return in the future. A virtuous cycle is thus created in the case. In contrast, vicious cycle may be created a disadvantage parent who themselves uneducated and lacking of the hygiene. So what is vicious cycle? We have seen in the story of Vilas. His mother work was for fishing, and she was getting very less much income, 30 to 40 rupees per day, and after her illness, her son, whose name was Vilas, he also started the same work for survival his family, and because of having uneducated and not having the good health, because he has the problem of arthritis, and that is why he has to face this vicious cycle. Means he started the work of his mother, though income, because of having no alternative, income is very less here, and that is called the virtuous cycle is thus created in this case. In contrast, vicious cycle may be created by the disadvantage parent who themselves uneducated and lacking of in the hygiene. Forcefully he had to do this work of his mother. Okay, here keep their चिल्ड्रेन इन द सिमिलर डिसएडवांटेज स्टेट. कोई भी पेरेंट्स को ऐसा नहीं लगेगा कि हमारे बच्चों का फ्यूचर अच्छा नहीं होना चाहिए, बट बिकॉज ऑफ हैविंग सम लिमिटेशन forcefully they bring their children in their own work, though much earning or very less earning is there. Okay, so countries like Japan, if we talk about the developed country, that is Japan, has invested in the human resource. Japan, it is very developed country. Why it is developed country? Because they given priority for the investment in human resource. They did not have any natural resources. As you know, Japan is a very small country and having no abundance of natural resources, but still Japan is in the developed countries rank. Why? Because abundant of human resources found in the Japan. These countries are developed and rich. They import natural resources needed in their country. If we take the example of Japan, though there is no natural resources, there is lack of natural resources, but because of having the investment in the education or human resource, other resources whatever require for the development, they can import. But important resource is human resource, which is found abundant in the Japan, and that is why Japan is in the developed countries rank. They gives priority for the human development or human investment in the human resource. Other resources can be imported from other countries, just like natural other resources. Okay, so how did they become rich and developed? They have invested on the people, especially in the field of education and health. Where investment is there of the Japan, education, and next one is health for the resources, human resources. These people have made the efficient use of other resources like land and capital. Land and capital, these are the other resources which are important for the production. But human resource is one of different from other resources, because human resources coordinate other resources, utilize other resources. They can use properly because of having the education and health status, good health status. These people have made efficient use of other resources. Which other resources? Land and capital, which is required for the production. It can be used efficiently by the human resource. Efficiency and the technology evolved by the people have made their countries rich and developed. Why this country became the developed and rich? Because efficiency and technology evolved by the people have made these countries rich and developed. Okay, then come to the economic activities of men and women. Okay, economic activities which we have seen, that in the activity in which people earn money, or activity related to the production, consumption, selling, buying, all these are the economic activity related to the production and reaching to the final consumers. All it include in this economic activity. So which economic activity, in which economic activities men and women are involved? Like the Vilas and Sakal, people have been engaged in various activities. We saw that Vilas sold fish. Vilas was selling fish in this story, and Sakal, he got job in where? In the computer firm. The various activities have been classified into three main sectors. Different activities are there and they are classified in different sectors, that is primary, secondary and tertiary sector. So primary sector include agriculture. Primary sector में क्या होता है? Agricultural production. Again forestry also comes in the agricultural sector. even animal husbandry, rearing of domestication of the animals, fishing, poultry farming, even though mining activities, quarrying, all this comes in the primary sector, where raw material is used, natural resources are used for this production activity. For example, agricultural activity, land it is utilized, land it is one of the factor for production. Then another sector, that is secondary sector. Secondary sector is called also industrial sector. In secondary sector and trade, that is industrial sector also, or manufacturing sector. And third one is tertiary sector, which is also called the service sector. In that, trade, transport, communication, banking, education, health, tourism, services, insurance, all these comes, they are included in the tertiary sector. So what we have seen, which are the activity of primary sector, which are activity of secondary and tertiary sector. The activities in this sector result in the production of goods and services. Activities of all these three sectors. What is the output of this activity? Production takes place through all these three sectors. Production of the goods and services takes place within all this sector. This activity add the value. The activities in this sector result in the production of goods and services. These activities add the value of national income. National income में इस एक्टिविटी का क्या होता है? कंट्रीब्यूशन होता है. एड्स द वैल्यू, whose value final products and services of this all three sectors that add the value in national income. Means national income increase or decrease, it depends upon the production and services of all these three sector. These activities add the value to national income that we have seen. So economic activities are also called the market activities. इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी को ही क्या कहा है? मार्केट एक्टिविटीज. जनरली क्वेश्चन आस्क व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन मार्केट एक्टिविटी एंड नॉन मार्केट एक्टिविटी. सो मार्केट एक्टिविटी इन्वॉल्व व्हाट? रेम्युनेशन टू एनी वन हु perform that activity, perform for the pay or profit. Means if we talk about the market activity, so how we identify this market activity? That is those people involved in the work just for getting the remuneration. Remuneration means earning money. जिस एक्टिविटी थ्रू यदि रिटर्न मिलता है in the form of money, for that purpose people involved in that economic in that activity, and that activities are called the economic activity. जिस activity through क्या मिलता है? Return in the sense of money. Okay, so that is they perform just for getting the remuneration. Remuneration means output in the form of money. That is called the market activity, or जस्ट फॉर गेटिंग द पे और प्रॉफिट. प्रॉफिट के लिए किया जाता है, पे के लिए किया जाता है. इवन दो आई एम टीचिंग, इट इज़ सर्विस सेक्टर और टर्शरी सेक्टर. आई एम टीचिंग टू यू, इट कम्स अंडर द सर्विस सेक्टर और टर्शरी सेक्टर. आई एम टीचिंग हियर, सो प्रॉफिट आई एम गेटिंग. वॉट एवर earning would be there as per decided by the school, that I am getting. That is why I am here for teaching. Okay, in same way, if I teach to my son in home, the teaching is the same, work is same, But while teaching to my son at home, I will not get any economical output or money. So that would be the non-economic activity. Activity is same, that is teaching, but here I am teaching for getting the earning, economical, and that is why this is the economic activity. और घर में यदि मैं मेरे बच्चों को पढ़ाती हूँ तो वहाँ मुझे कोई भी इकोनॉमिक आउटपुट पैसे नहीं मिलेंगे, तो दैट इज़ नॉन इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी. दिस इज़ द बेसिक डिफरेंस. Economic activity is it is done because of getting the profit, because of getting the earning. This is the basic difference. Okay, this includes the production of goods or services, including government service or private service also. And non-market activities are the production for self consumption. Non-market activity involved for just the self consumption. Okay, self consumption means, just I gave example of teaching to my son, it is non economic activity. Why it is non economic activity? Because I am not getting money, but it is for just for the self consumption. Even though another example we can take of the farmer. If farmer produce for his family only, just for eating purpose, for the consumption, so that would not be the economic activity. Their activity just for the consumption for their family. But a particular farmer produce agricultural production just for sending to the market for getting the earning, then his activity, economic activity, his activity would be economic activity. Okay, activity is same. Activity is what? Agricultural, taking production, but taking production for their own consumption, it is non-economic. And at the same time, if the large farmer is there, large scale land is there, and if he takes much production, then he is sent to the market and he is getting earning, and that is called the economic activity. So these two examples I gave it for economic activity and non-economic activity. Generally this question asked in the exam. Okay, so non-economic activity, it is related to the consumption and processing the primary product and own account production of the fixed asset. यहाँ नॉन इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी में असेट जो है या कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट है वो बहुत ही कम होता है. असेट मीन्स संपत्ति, वहाँ पर्टिकुलर फिक्स असेट होती है. ओके, देन कम टू द नेक्स्ट. Here, due to historical and cultural reason, there is a division of labor between men and women. There is division of labor between men and women. Okay, in the family also, women generally look after the domestic chores. वुमन क्या करती है? घर के काम काज करती है. शी इन्वॉल्व इन द डोमेस्टिक chores, and men generally work in the field. It is the example given of the rural area. Sakal's mother Sheila cooks food. In that case study we have discussed. Sakal's mother Sheila, she cooks food, clean utensil. All these are the domestic chores. Washes clothes, clean the house, and look after her children. Okay, but Sakal's father, whose name was Butta Singh, he cultivates the field, sells the produce in market, and earn the money for the family. So Sheila is not paid here, though whole day she is working in the family, but her work is not considered as an economic activity, because her work, household responsibility, in fact all women, they work in the family, they look after their children and domestic work, cooking, cleaning, all this work she does all the day, but still economic output she doesn't get here. So her work is not considered as a economic activity. But here Butta Singh, he work in the field and he earn money for his family, so his work is considered as a economic activity. So you must have better understood economic and non-economic activity. Sheila is not paid for the service delivered for upbringing the family. She works for whole day. Sheila work for upbringing of her family. Butta earn money which is spent on the rearing of his family. In this story, women are not paid for the service delivered in the family, though she work for whole the day, but her work is not considered as an economic activity, because she doesn't get the money. Her service is not paid service, though she is survival for the family. The household work done by the woman is not recognized as a national income, and that is why whole day though we are working, surviving, looking after our family, woman looking after the family, but her income share is not in the national income. Okay, here then Gita, mother of the Vilas, another story in same village, whose name was Vilas, and his mother, whose name is Gita, earn an income by selling the fish. Thus women are paid for their work. When they enter the labor market, their earning like of their male counterpart is determined on the basis of education and skill. Means another example I am giving. See, I am cooking for the if I cook for the family consumption, it is non-paid activity. So though it is work, but there is means जो नेशनल इनकम में जो शेयर होता है हाउस होल्ड वर्क का, वो नहीं रहेगा. बट इफ़ आई वर्क इन द होटल फॉर द कुकिंग, फॉर दैट वर्क आई गेट्स द मनी, देन देयर वुड बी द शेयर ऑफ नेशनल शेयर इन द नेशनल इनकम. किसका? पेड वर्क का. ओके. यदि मैं फैमिली के लिए घर में खाना बनाती हूँ तो वो पेड वर्क नहीं है, जिसमें इकोनॉमिक जो शेयर है नेशनल इनकम में मेरा शेयर नहीं रहेगा. लेकिन यदि मैं खाना बनाती हूँ, कोई भी वुमन यदि खाना बनाती है कहाँ? होटल में, तो हर वर्क इज़ पेड जॉब एंड देन her income is contributed to the national income. This is the basic difference of this economic and non-economic activity. And generally women work because of not having the investment in education or training or having no skill. She work as a low paid jobs or low paid work. Okay, here education is generally investment. Family gives priority for the investment to boys of their family. They get education, but girls, they become, nowadays this scenario change, but before to that this situation was like that. Even today also, some especially in rural India, parents gives priority for the for the children, those means boys children. Here, help individual to make the better use of the economic opportunity available before him. Education and skill are the major determinant of earning of any individual in the market. So getting or earning in the market depends upon the education. If education is higher, then person would get the more income. If and skill, what type of skill person is having or training, then they get means for electrician, he is having the skill of electrical work, that is his skill. So he gets the more earning. But if we talk about the construction labor, special, there is no need for the special skill, so they gets the less earning. Okay, here we have seen getting earning, more earning, it depends upon the specific skill and education. And we were talking about the women. A majority of women have much education and low skill formation. In actual practice, majority of women, they have low education. Much means very less education and low skill formation. Nowadays girls are learning, they are taking high, they are having the highly educated, but comparing to the men, their percentage is less. Most women work where job security is not there because of not having the higher education or much education. They women work in where there is no security or unorganized sector, which we are going to discuss further. Okay, now various activities relating to the legal protection is merged. Employment in this sector is characterized by irregular and low income. Means unorganized sector, there are two that we will discuss again. But if the employed work in private sector, then that is unorganized, where irregular and low income. Even though in some private sector also different multinational companies are there, and their as per their production skill, education, they gets the higher yield or higher earning. But generally if we talk about the unorganized sector, where people do not get the security, and in most of the women, they work in this insecure work, where they get the low income and no security found in of their job. Okay, in this sector there is absence of basic facilities like maternity leave, then children care and other social security system. However, women with high education and skill formation are paid at the par with men. Those women, they have highly education, they are earning just like a highly paid job they are having. Because of having the education, they are getting the money just like men, those who are educated. Means their output for their work, it is depend upon their education. It doesn't matter whether they are men or women. But those women are working in the sector where which private sector or unorganized sector, where job security would not be there, and other facilities which require generally in organized sector, in government sector, all these facilities are given to the women, but it is these facilities are lack in this those who are working in unorganized sector or private sector, they do not get some these facilities related to this. Just we talk about the women, that is maternity leave. Generally in those women working in government sector, they get the maternity leave, that is with the paid leaves. Even other facilities also she get, that is child care and other social security system. However, women with high education and skill formation are paid at the par with the men. Among the organized sector, teaching and medicine attract them the most. Most of the women they work in which sector? Teaching sector and medicines, medical or medicine sector. They attract. That is organized sector. Among the organized sector, even in nowadays schools, they are in private sectors, many more teachers, even doctors in private dispensary they work. Okay, so some women, so here we were talking about how as means earning or job security is depend upon where they are working, and working is depend upon what type of education they have taken. As per their education, skill and training, they get the work as and their work and depend upon their salary, as per education. All these things we have seen here. Some women have entered administrative and other services, including job that needs high level of the scientific and technological competence. Nowadays girls, they are also taking different type of education just like men, and they women are working, girls are working in different field, in technology, computer, scientific researchers and all these things. Means there is no limitation for the women nowadays. Okay, so the quality of population, here we are on the page number of 20. So quality of the population depends upon the literacy rate. Quality of population, they are dependent on the different aspect, and which are these aspects? Literacy rate. If the literacy rate, literate population is there, then that population is called the quality population, high quality population. Then health of the person indicate by the life expectancy. Life expectancy means what? Average length of the life, that is called the life expectancy. And average life expectancy depends upon what? Health facilities or investment in the health. Okay, so the quality of the population ultimately decide the growth rate of the country. Growth rate of the country depends upon the quality of population. If the more people they are educated, if their health status is good or training is there, then that country would be called that population is called the developed population. And population of that country, because of developed, that country is also called the developed country. This growth rate depends upon the various aspects of the population, like expectancy, then literacy. All these things are considered. Illiterate and unhealthy population are liability for the economy. और जो unhealthy है, those people are not healthy and illiterate, they becomes the liability. Liability means what? बोझ. वो समाज पे या कंट्री पे क्या होती है? लाइबिलिटी होती है, बोझ होता है ऑन द इकोनॉमी. सो लिटरेट एंड हेल्दी पीपल आर द असेट. और उसके अपोजिट क्या कहा है? जो लिटरेट पीपल है, हेल्दी पॉपुलेशन है, they are the asset of country. Asset means sampatti. Okay, so this we have seen. Then come to the education. Education, it is also one of the investment which is important for the national growth. So education, Sakal's education, which we have studied in the initial year of his life, bore him fruits in the latter years in the term of good job and salary. Means he invested his initial life in the education, getting the good education training, and that is why he got in future good job and salary. We saw education was important input for the growth of साकल. साकल की ग्रोथ हुई है, विलास की नहीं हुई है. तो साकल की ग्रोथ के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट क्या था? इनपुट. एंड इनपुट वॉज व्हाट? इनपुट वॉज द एजुकेशन एंड मेडिकल care. These were the inputs. This is, we are talking about the economic input and output. Input means whatever required for the production process, and output means produced goods and services. Okay, so here education contributes towards the growth of society also. Means because of getting the education or investment in education, individual growth takes place. Individual, then his family, his or her family growth takes place. Even society where he lives, that society's growth also takes place, and ultimately that would be growth of nation. It enhances the national income, cultural richness, and increase the efficiency of governance. There is provision that we have seen here, increases the efficiency of गवर्नेंस. मीन्स गवर्नमेंट की भी इफिशियंसी इसमें इंक्रीज होती है. इंडिविजुअल बेनिफिट मिलता है, सोसाइटी को बेनिफिट होता है, एज वेल एज इफिशियंसी ऑफ गवर्नमेंट ऑल्सो इंक्रीज. ओके, गुड डे स्टूडेंट. विल सी in next lecture further. Okay.